Welcome in, legends. Let's review our last two games of the week here in round 7. The Doggies up against the Knights. A terrific win, as I spoke about last night. And if you want to hear a little bit more around the footy side of things and my fantasy tip of the week, check out my most latest video before this one, the 5 things I learned. It's a awesome one to go through for those that like to hear my opinion on that stuff. And I do really appreciate you guys checking that one out, given it's not clearly a fantasy or supercoach video there. So Dylan Lucas was the top scorer. He was 60, and he was at one of 4 players above 50. So it wasn't an incredibly high-scoring game, but there were a bunch of scores in sort of the low to mid 40s that were helpful for our sides anyway. So Lucas scoring another try, 2 line breaks in this one. He seemed to be the only one that had a fair bit of attack in him, to be honest with you. It was a little bit of a tough one overall for this squad, and Kaipi's Paul out there doing good things as well, but he can only do so much given he's a back rower. Similar to that with Lucas, seemed to be the back rowers that were kings, and they're definitely missing Frizzell. But where are they going to play him? That's the question, because Lucas was awesome, Cowboys Paul's awesome, and Frizzell's one of their top players as well. So they need to work that out somehow. Maybe it is some big minutes through the middle for Frizzell, because they need some starch in this defense, that's for sure. And we'll see what's happening with Ponga as well. So we'll discuss him a little bit later. But Lucas was great. Not buying him now, but if you grabbed him a few weeks ago, just reap the rewards. Gamble came back in and got 58, so a massive score for him. Bestie 56, a good little return game for him after averaging 36.7 now for the year. Cowboys Paul dropped down a little bit, but he got 56 with a try assist there from his offload back on the inside to Best, which was nice, but 33 tackles for no misses, a couple of tackle breaks and offload, a turnover tackle, 81 meters. Everything we kind of hope for him. Still hasn't got that try, the elusive try, but I think it'll get there eventually. In the meantime, he'll just keep hitting a 50-plus average, which is great. Another one I was very happy with in this game, guys, was Jacob Kiraz with 48, and a few people were sort of still mentioning him that he wasn't putting in the work like he was last week, and to be honest, guys, there weren't a lot of options for him to put in that work like last week. Obviously, with a higher scoring game, a lot of the attack was kind of, as it always does, go down the left. But they actually brought it down the right a little bit more, and they spread it left and right, which was really, really good to see. Obviously, got that try early, picked up a line break, a couple of offloads in there, and 190 meters. So if he can do this on a regular basis, and some games he'll have a bit more in the base side of things and get a few more tackle breaks, then he will be somewhere near that 45 to 50 kind of average, which is, I can't complain at all. He's got 1 try in the last 2 weeks and he's averaging over 100. So Carazona's great. They have a bye this week, obviously the Dogs, because that's the only main issue with that one. But a good score for him there. Matty Burton with 47. Still decent. He's looking much better since the start of the season. So averaging 47 now. He's priced accordingly. Hold off on him, obviously. Reedy, if you have him, 2 try assists in this one. He had the Harry Grant try assist taken away as well. So it's not just Harry, guys. But there was that one. In there, you're holding Reed, I think. Josh Curran, 47. As an owner, I think you're fairly frustrated that in 66 minutes, he still can't get to the over 50s, but his price is 607. The big thing is if you brought him in over the last few weeks, he hasn't gone nuclear at all. He still hasn't got any attacking stats, and he has the bye this week. So that's the frustrating one with Curran. He's a clear hold, obviously. Mid-edge dual, plays 13, 14, 16. Really important player. Just get by this week without him. Sam Hughes, 46, with the try, a try saver as well. That was very helpful for him in that one. Thank you. What do we got? So line break, obviously 17 tackles, 2 misses. They had the ball most of the time. And only 36 minutes. I thought he might get a couple more, obviously, with Bartolo going down early. But 101 meters run for Sammy. Really, really good on that front. I think he's worth a hold. He's got 33.46 the last 2. That's a good money-making little sesh going on here. The big thing here is him, Salmon, with a buy now. Does that mean Preston's closer to coming back? Max King played in this one. Who else are they going to get back? Curdy Mann, he'll be back in a few weeks as well. So, these guys, as well as their scoring, Hughesy and Salmon, their roles are going to dim a little bit. They're going to be a little bit lower for sure. And it's an interesting one. If you do need to sell one of them this week, I can understand it. But you take the score and some good money making, but they'll have lower break evens, both of them, him and Salmon, over the next few weeks for sure, to make a bit more money, right? Eke a little bit more out. Jaden Brayley, okay, 42. So he kind of stabilizes his price now at 460, and he picked up 43 tackles for 2 misses, a 48 run meter game. So anyway, he was on 46 before update, so it does make it look a little bit like we don't have to grab him this week. And if you are looking for a hooker to cover round 13, then Brayley's going to be that guy. He's still only a few games back from big surgeries, and he has a lot of injuries, so that's something to note with Brayley. But 42, happy with it if you've jumped on early. If you haven't jumped on yet, then I definitely think we can look into him, and we'll discuss him further in Wednesday's videos. Tracy, a much better game from him fantasy wise with 2 try assists, 42, but still I don't think he's a buy at that price. Thompson, Saifidi, kick out 40. Did pick up a line break assist, a try saver as well. Helped out with the Sam Hughes one. All you have to do, guys, is put your hand on the ball. If you come in late and hold the ball up, that's a try saver. So happy days on that front. So kick out owners can thank Sammy Hughes for holding him up and stopping him before the line. Good on him. Adokar 40, picked up a try, two line breaks again, so another good score. What about Bailey Hayward? 55 minutes in this one, so he got the big chunk through the middle, and it looked like he was playing more of the Kurt Mann role, to be honest with you, in terms of minutes and positioning. So yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, very cheap. He'll be out of the team soon, in my opinion, with the guys coming back. Elliott 39, 57 minutes, just not like he just goes big score and then just average. So averaging 47 for the year shows that he was obviously a good buy to kick off the year. He's now at 648 before this drop in 39. So yeah, solid overall. Salmon, Elliott, do you sell him? You can hold. I think at the moment, just there's so many issues in our squads that players that are warm bodies that are playing, I think are holds at this point, but you can upgrade him. I do understand that as well. Jamin Salmon, 39 with 41 tackles, 36 run meters. So not doing much there. Kind of just plugging that hole on the edge. And again, he's someone that will go up a bit more cash and could be one you do use as a sell if you think that his role is going to diminish a bit when the guys come back. Tuala King, 38 for Kinga. Was nothing special there on that front. Obviously 48 minutes. A welcome back from his hand. He was in everything at that first 20 minutes with a broken wrist. So good on him. Crichton, 31. Picked up a try, a line break assist there. So much better game from him, but he's still so cheap and not super relevant. Bronson Sherry picked up a try and a line break in this one and still only got 31. So at 466, it's a bit of a risk if you wanted to grab him next week. Hutcho got taken off for Blake Taff in the end, so that was definitely interesting. But the game started, I think he made his first tackle and missed his first tackle, and I was like, it's nice not owning Hutcho anymore. Don't have to stress in the Dogs game as much, especially knowing that Salmon was going to get a good role. Hughes coming off the bench obviously picked up a try early, and then Carraz came back to a bit of form last week, which was good. How about the hiss hus hus from Jack Hetherington there with Marty, and you could definitely tell that there was a chance that he did look up at the cameras, so knew it was on, but that's just the character he is. Didn't sound like Reed liked it too much. Ponga, 21. So obviously the hit pointer issue, pain management. He was still kicking, like he kicked the whole first half. So if it was that was his main problem last week. So that wasn't the clear issue in the end. It was this the injury that he picked up. He was walking around the last few minutes before the end of the half, and he wasn't in a terrific way. And then straight after half, he was limping, and then he'd end up going off. So he might have picked up that foot injury in the back end of the half. NL Physio says they're very, very, very unlikely to be related, the hip pointer and the foot. So it just doesn't sound great. A very rare issue, apparently. So we'll find out sometime today. And if it is longer term, he's obviously a sell, but that's a frustrating trade-in for those that did so this week, i.e. my head-to-head team. But if you've had him for a while, thank God you've got some good scores out of him, because that's a frustrating one. And then, Greg the Leg. 17 in 80 minutes down that right-hand side. Nothing special at all in that one for Greggy. He's just going to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So he becomes a very interesting option if the Knights can kind of turn things around, but they will need Ponga in this team to turn things around. Sharky's up against the Cows. So this game has not been updated on Fantasy yet, but I will do my best to provide you with those updates there. Hines has been bumped up to 89, which is lovely. So we'll definitely be happy with that one. it was just all across the board, and he looked so much better in this game, guys. That was my big thing. Obviously, missed tackles were down. He ran the footy a little bit more. He kicked for more than Trindle, but obviously there's a lot of kicking on their side of the ball, which was nice. But just doing a little bit of everything. Not even a turnover tackle to pick up his 89. So very, very happy with that. Obviously, this was the play this week. Last week, bringing him in wasn't the play. So swings and roundabouts with these guys. He's up to the second highest average now for the year behind Isaiah Yeo. How good is Isaiah doing? He is an absolute superstar. But Nicho, couldn't be happier with how he looked compared to previous weeks. Obviously, we do have to bump on a little bit of mayo for the drubbing, the 42-6 smashing. He got to kick 7 goals in this. Obviously, a couple of try assists, which might not happen every week, but he still hasn't picked up a try at all yet. So there's that to think about for sure. But a great purchase coming into this week now that he looks a bit better. And that was the thing with Carraz. It was like, okay, he's getting into his work. He looks better. He should score pretty consistently from here. And the Sharkies look very good. Cowboys got plenty of stuff to sort out. Interesting one. So Hines was the big clear winner. Obviously, getting involved in tackling hard, goals, try assists as well, kicking the footy. Dearden was next at 58, so he had a good crack as well. 7 tackle breaks, 111 metres with a line break there. For his score, I think he picked up a 60. Yep, he got 60 in this one. Ronnie picked up 52 with 2 tries as well, so he's had a cracking year, averaging 51.7 with that. What about Hazleton? 51 in his first stint, and they're like, mate, you keep you on ice. You're too good. You don't need to come back on in this game. And I think it's decent management. Obviously, I think Hazleton, I think he's clearly their best prop. Is it tough to say that he's their best prop? I think he is by far. I laughed that people were talking about him as a bit of a plotter last year. He ended up at 48 actually after updates, but he's nowhere near a plotter. That run back on the inside was absolutely incredible from him. So good stuff there. Rubes doing exactly what he can. Unfortunately, he went down to a 46 in update, so not super excited about that in the full 69 minutes, but didn't get to run the footy much and picked up 3 missed tackles, unfortunately. They had him at 1 and they just tacked on another 2, so thanks for that. Guys, just nothing else changed, just the 2 missed tackles. That's great. But he's still averaging just under 50 now for the year, 49 that'll be after those games, and it's still great. And I think he's a clear hold all the way through to round 13. Whilst he's fit, playing well, I just think you have to hold on to him. Drinkwater, 44. Look, you'll take it in an absolute smashing. Like, he can still getting involved in everything, which is nice. Hopefully he gets into some more attacking stats in the coming weeks, and they've got to sort their defense out before they can get anywhere near that. Britton Nickera went off early in this one, so they're still working him back. Surprisingly, this is, I suppose they had so many guys on the bench that weren't playing big minutes, so yeah, fair enough. But a try assist in this one. He was in a good spot at halftime, I think mid-20s. But it was a weird game. Obviously, if you weren't in the attacking stats, you weren't going to score anywhere incredibly well, that's for sure. And then, so people looking at him as a buy. I think he can hold off another week until he kind of looks like he's going to go bang. He doesn't look like it right now, right? And like, it could happen next week, but I'm not seeing it as yet. The line runs aren't as good, that kind of stuff. Wilton, 42, average. Robson finally got a rest, strange, or a hooking, one of the two. 73 minutes for him, 41 points. He kind of accumulated pretty well in the second half, made lots of tackles, missed a couple as well. But yeah, hooking position is just a wasteland. So just don't make trades in that position right now. You'll regret it, wasting trades in that position. Kennedy, 41. Finifuyaki, 41 for him in 65 minutes. Had the head knock, but ran the footy really well and no missed tackles. So that was big for Kulakefu with a turnover tackle and an offload. So if you played him this week, if you've got him, either way, worked out really well. He ended up at, still at 41. We had a switcheroo here with Chester. So Chester had 39 on here, but he ended up at 35. And we had Kale Aro end up at 37, which was good because he made 212 meters. So you'd want to hope so. But a try saver for Chester in there. He just seems to work hard. So he's going to get over 100 meters run. He's going to make close to 20 tackles with a few misses. And that's where it was in this one with 35 it ends up at, I think. For him, once updates roll through. So if you bought him, happy with that, especially in a team that got spanked. Like, that's great score. Bradley, much lower this week. You had Holmesy there with 36, if I'm correct. Yep, that stayed that way. There's only so much you can do when your team gets smashed, but that try, the speed that which he runs at and some of these players go at is very, very impressive. So well done to him with the 36. Trindle with 36 as well with double tries. So 35 it ended up at. But yeah, worked out, I don't know, okay for where he's scoring. Like it's an improvement. Rudolph with 43 minutes, so getting him back into his work. He's doing good things. McInnes, this was not a game for him. When he was off for a good while, I was like, oh, they might not even play him again. But yeah, chucked him back on with sort of 15 minutes to go and played out the rest. He's running he's running with the footy really, really well. A couple offloads in there as well, but didn't just hardly had to tackle. They didn't have Cowboys didn't have the ball, so that was where that's where his bread's buttered. Obviously, 2 and 3 tackles a set wasn't to be. Iro, he went up to 212. They missed a lot of run meters on him, and then no extra tackle breaks. I don't think it was just mainly the runs, which was good. And 13 tackles, 4 misses. He tackled really well in the first half. Got a little bit tired in the second when Cowboys were throwing it around, but 37 for someone at that price. Very, very happy with his output. If you went him or Chester, either way, you're not dissatisfied. Ramian pretty low again. Stone Street, congrats to him on his try on a try in debut. Great stuff from him. Tamalolo, Granville, yeah. I think that's pretty much it. Tamalolo still 32 minutes. Like he'd made I think 3 runs in the end across the game. He had 1 run in his first stint. Just gross, man. How that situation's panned out, and then Josefsky ended up starting for Jeremiah Nanai, who came on and had a good crack and scored 37 points in that time, but still not ideal for him. And if you own him, I think he's closer to a sell. Obviously, having started fairly well this year, making some money, averaging 42 in that time. But yeah, Tamalolo not good. Hamlin look good. Ran for 97 meters, tackle break in there. Happy days with that. I don't think Royce Hunt makes his side again. You've got Finucane and Royce Hunt to come back. I think there's only space for Finucane. I don't think Royce the Choice gets back into his side as yet. So that's that one, guys. Thank you for jumping in. I don't have enough time to roll through the Supercoach one. I'll do that in the round results. I'll go through the last 2 games when I'm doing my round results there. Got to head off to work. So thanks for being here for this one, and I can't wait to get into the round results videos with you guys when we're able to, when lockout has been lifted. See you guys.